Greetings and welcome back to MyfanwyNia's studio, here in Leitrim's Iron Mountains. If you're new here, my name is Harriet, and today I will be sharing another one of my short watercolor time lapses in my sketchbook. Today's video is again one of my Mermay paintings. The prompt list I used this year is by fellow YouTuber 𝕙𝕠𝕡𝕖, #TheJoyOfMermay. This footage was from day 14, and the prompt was Aphrodite. Aphrodite was the ancient Greek goddess of sexual love and beauty who could entice both gods and men into illicit affairs with her attractiveness and by whispering sweet nothings. Identified with Venus by the Romans, the Greek word aphros means foam. According to Hesiod's Theogony, she was born from the foam in the waters of Paphos on the island of Cyprus. She supposedly arose a fully formed adult from the foam water when the Titan Kronos slew his father, Uranus, and threw his genitals into the sea. The Theogony is a poem by Hesiod describing the origins and genealogies of the Greek gods, composed between 730 to 700 BC. However, according to another poem, the Iliad, believed to be written by Homer, Aphrodite may instead be the daughter of Zeus and Dione. As with so many Greek deities, there are many different stories about the Greek gods and their origins. Many gods believed that Aphrodite's beauty was such that their rivalry over her would spark a war of the gods. Because of this, Zeus married her off to the fire god Hephaestus. He wasn't seen as a threat because of his ugliness and deformities. Despite this marriage to Hephaestus, Aphrodite had many lovers. Her lovers included both gods and men, including the god Ares and the mortal Anchises. She also played a role in the story of Eros and the mortal woman named Psyche, who was gaining attention for being very stunning. As Psyche was getting noticed and talked about more and more, Aphrodite was angered and was not ready to give up her reputation as the fairest woman in the land. Aphrodite enlisted her son Eros, also known as Cupid, to exact her revenge, but Eros, god of love, instead falls in love with the girl. In later stories, Aphrodite was both Adonis's lover and his surrogate mother. This led to a feud with Persephone, in which Zeus decreed Adonis should spend half of the year with Aphrodite and the other half with Persephone. As goddess archetypes go, Aphrodite is in a class of her own. She has a magical quality and the ability to transform people. Aphrodite is an alchemical goddess because she alone had magical powers of transformation that could cause both gods and mortals to do as she bid of them. She cast spells which resulted in mortals and deities falling in love and conceived new life when she turned a statue into a living woman for the Pygmalion, and she inspired poetry and declarations of love, symbolizing her creativity. She had traits in common with other goddesses of Greek mythology, but does not belong to any group, so she stands alone. Aphrodite was the most sexually active of the goddesses, so she cannot be grouped with the virgin goddesses, Artemis, Athena, or Hestia. The only way she is like them is she does what she wants, when she wants, and she lives to satisfy her own pleasures. Aphrodite does not fit the profile of the vulnerable goddess, such as Hera, Demeter, or Persephone, as she was never victimized by a man or made to suffer because of one. The feelings and desires were mutual in any relationship Aphrodite entered into, and she valued independence from others, which was not a trait of the virgin goddesses. And she was not looking to get into a permanent situation with any one man, a characteristic of the vulnerable goddesses. Aphrodite loves relationships and they are important to her, but she does not want to make any long-term plans. She wants to consummate relationships and create new life. This, in mythology, connects with a woman's enjoyment of love, beauty, sexuality, and sensuality, or through artistic or creative projects. Aphrodite is able to focus on what is meaningful to her. It is impossible for anyone to sway her from her goal once she's decided upon it, with a desire to fulfill both creative and procreative functions. while feeling this powerful pull, like when an artist or writer stays up all night for weeks to work on a painting or write a book. The creative result is still a union that gives birth, but to a creative work of some kind. The story and archetype of Aphrodite has interested artists for centuries. The story of Aphrodite's birth from the foam on the water was a popular subject for painters, especially during the Italian Renaissance. She was perhaps most famously captured in Sandro Botticelli's painting The Birth of Venus, painted in 1486 and now in the National Museum of Rome. With my depiction of Aphrodite, I try to reference this painting in My Mermaid with her shell and the way she is posed, and her golden flowing hair. This was a quick little painting, which took me about 2 hours to complete, and I do like how it came out overall. We're coming to the end of my time lapse now. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Do have an inspiring and creative week, and I hope to see you again soon for another video. Bye bye!